What's up, guys? My name's Derek, and welcome back to the Sundown Audio unofficial YouTube channel. What's up, guys? Welcome back. Really quick, if you're new to the channel, let me go over what's going on here. So, yes, my name is Derek. I'm not Jacob. I'm not the owner of the company. My name's Derek. I work here at Sundown Audio. We manufacture car audio equipment, subwoofers, amplifiers, all kinds of stuff. You see me show it off here on the channel all the time. And on the side, when we're not building subwoofers and shipping equipment, we like to build some cars every now and then. Like my current project I'm working on here, what we call Project SPL, or like the Sundown demo van that you see here covered in dust right now because we haven't taken it to show in a while. So give you a quick walk around some of the stuff we do. Quick look inside the van. Yep, we're missing a sub. We still haven't replaced that sub that I got a little volume happy and blew up at Sundown show last year. But this is it. This is the kind of work we do. So if you're new here, that's it. Go ahead and first thing first, remember, like, subscribe. If you like car audio, if you like custom cars, you'll probably like what we're going on here. So back to what's going on with this project, Project SPL. On the last video I told you that today, it is Saturday, we were gonna do some term lab testing, and we are. So here's what's going on. I got the light set up in here to help y'all see. Still got my 4 U-18 subwoofers, and we got some new dust caps. Loading wall. So I started earlier on where I got the angle up there at the top. There's a handful of boards coming out to square that off. All that is glued and screwed and permanently mounted. Coming out after that, there's about 15 inches of loading wall that is all temporary. It is not glued. It is not permanently fixed to the vehicle. That's why I see all kinds of crazy boards just slapped together every which way, because that's just for testing purposes. I went ahead and just threw a generic length on it for right now to get something in there to start playing around with. One other thing, let's note, my headliner isn't fully attached. It's really just being held up at the back by that one board. It's kind of tucked up in here, but it's just sitting there flopping. It'll be okay. I'll get that tucked away, dialed in later. For right now, it's not gonna matter. I posted up some preliminary scores, and I think there were some dudes that didn't quite believe them. Maybe some chatter in the background. We do have a mic right there on the windshield, and to help prove that these aren't any phony scores, I've got another mic tucked down there at the kick panel. It's tucked up in there in that plastic. So you'll be able to see both scores, 2 of them, windshield and kick panel at the same time, to help discredit any non-believers that these scores are not real. Let me throw my light down here out the way. Vehicle will be totally sealed up. Driver's door shut. Passenger door is shut. Now, before we get started, I got everything set up, everything ready to go to help speed this along. We got our term lab set up there, you can see it. This is what we're gonna do today, because I thought y'all would love this even more than just me doing some generic down the loading wall in yet. We're gonna get to that later. That'll come in the next video. We're still gonna do some term lab testing today. You will see numbers. We're gonna do a head-to-head comparison, because to me, right now, this is way more exciting for me. So I've got my U-18s in there. They are 99% stock. Everything from the motor, the frame, the spider, the cone, et cetera, all that is 100% bone stock, with one exception. One small tiny exception is the voice coil. I'm running a custom impedance where you just get the U's come in a dual 2 or a dual 4. I'm running a custom dual 0.5 coil because I wanted to run for SPL. I got 1 amp per sub, and yes, even though you only see 3 amps on the back, there are 4. There's a 4th amp back in there, I mentioned in the last video. 1 amp per sub at 1/4 ohm, Don't do that. Leave that to professionals. This is for SPL purposes only. So in order for me to get the impedance down where I wanted, I had to run a custom coil. So that's what I'm doing. It is an option that's available for anybody. If you would like your U-18s with a custom dual 0.5 coil for some reason, that's cool. We can do that. There will be a small upcharge. It is a more expensive custom coil, but we can do that for you too. So this is what we're going to be doing today. We're going to turn the head unit on, get the amps on. We're going to do some low power testing with these U-18s in here. We're going to track all them scores. Then we're going to swap in these bad boys. These are Sundown Audio Compact Neo-SPL 18s. These are exactly as we would build them for your typical SPL competitor. So if you contacted us and said, hey, I want some Neo-SPL 18s, and you don't have any custom requests, you're just like, build them exactly as you would build them for yourselves. In other words, these are near identical to what we would run in anything in our own personal setups. This is what you see right here. Same motor, frame, cone, spider, etc., etc., etc. These even have the same exact dual 0.5 coils that I'm running in my U-18s. So aside from these being Neo-SPLs, it'll be the same exact impedance, starting out, everything. We're gonna do a head-to-head swap. We're gonna see what kind of SPL difference there is at low power from U's to Neos. Now to add this story, in case you missed it when I talked about it in the previous video, these are not my subs. These don't belong to me, but the owner gave me permission to throw them in to do some head-to-head testing. Because they're not my subs, I don't want to risk blowing them up. So it's all going to be low power stuff. No full power, no sending it, nothing like that. But we're going to do some low power efficiency testing. And keep in mind, any low power efficiency testing like that, if you see a gain at low power, almost every time that will translate the louder you get. It will always get louder on high power if it does it down low. So that's it. Let me shut up talking, get this thing ready to run. So I'm gonna set the camera down, get you set up on a tripod so I don't have to finagle with holding the camera and running the head unit all at the same time. So here we go. Let's get started on some SPL testing. All right, so here we go. Before anybody cries foul, show you one more time. There's our U subs, got our faces on them. I am going to attempt to leave my light in here, and I got one of my small GoPros mounted on the glass, and I'm gonna see if that can give us some inside footage. I don't know if it'll work out. If it does, I'll include it in this video. If it doesn't, I'll end up just leaving it out. So if you don't see the inside shots, just know it came out like crap. I'm trying to set my camera up here so y'all can see everything going on. Hope y'all got a good view of the screen. Let's see. There we go. Y'all should be able to see all that. Turn this your way a little bit. All right. So let's see, where should we start out at? Now, for the sake of speeding up this video, I have already went through and done some frequency testing. I know in the beginning I said frequencies was up around 69 hertz. So between the loading wall and the weather, if you haven't noticed, I got a hoodie on the day. It's a little cool out this morning, and I'm pretty sure it has affected my frequency. So I'm actually down at 59 hertz right now. 59 is one of my best frequency I'm seeing. We'll start out really low. So this is 59 hertz. Just make sure everything's reset. You're gonna see this is the windshield score. This is gonna be the kick panel score. Vehicle's totally sealed. So, all right, let's turn that down. Let's see. So I'm gonna try and get it about a 140. Gonna roll it up a hair. So there we go. Let's hold it right there. 140.1 at 7 watts. Now that's 7 watts per amp. So this power will always be times 4. I have went through, gain matched all my amps, rechecked them later to verify everything stays the same at low power and at high power. You just have to take my word for it. I'm not going through all that, show you on camera. If you don't believe me, whatever, bro. Just trust me, I'm not running my amps all kinds of out of whack just to make a video look cool. So yeah, got me a notepad, gonna track all this. So this is the U subs. And we're gonna say it at 140 at, so this will be times 4, so it'll be 28 watts. Give me just a second to get this all wrote down. All right, so now let's roll it up some more. Let's roll it up to about a 150. All right, we'll call that close enough. So there we go, 150.2 at, again, that's 83 watts per amp, so that's times 4. So we're looking at 320, it's about 332. Let me get all this wrote down. All right, how loud should we go next? We don't want to jump straight to a 60, so we'll do it in smaller increments. We'll go up to about a 155 next. So, all right, reset my track. All right, so not quite a 155. All right, 154.9, but we'll call that close enough. Let me get all this wrote down. 154.9 at 279 watts times 4. I'm gonna use a calculator so I can make sure I track all this right. 1,116 watts total. All right, so far, you can see in my notes, we gained 10.1 dB off about 304 watts. And then here, we gained another 4.7 dB off just under 800 watts. So tell me what y'all think. Is that pretty good SPL gains for that little bit of power? But that's it. Let's go ahead. 160 is always a good score. Everybody says 160 is the new 150. So I guess here we go. Let's go ahead and take it up to there. Let's see if we can land on a 160 exactly. All right, now I'm not gonna try and dial in every single little tenth. So 160.3, we're gonna call it there. So let's track that. And making sure to track my volumes at each one as well. That one was volume 26 for me. 160.3 dB. Oh, and power times 4. 1,172 watts times 4 equals 4,688 watts total. All right, now I know y'all are gonna want me to really crank it, and I'm sorry, but I can't beat on these Neo subs yet. So I told you I want to keep all this super low power. So we're gonna call this for right now. This is gonna be all for the U testing. Give me a second, let me swap out these subs. We're gonna get the Neos in there. We're gonna run through all the same testing again. Stay tuned, be right back in a second. Well, Houston, we have a problem. So this is what's going on. The subs don't fit. It's not the cutout, it's the mounting depth. When I built these tubes, I built them just big enough to hold my subs, the U-18s. And I'll even show you. You want exact measurements. The cutout's good. The cutout for these subs, they're all perfectly straight inside. It is the exact cutout for the frames. There's no extra room. I went deep enough to hold my U-18s with the U-frames and everything. I thought when I did some preliminary measuring, it was gonna be deep enough to fit Neos later without having to modify. I thought my starting depth was gonna be good. It is not. So basically right now, my tubes are 10.5 inches. I got 10.5 inches of mounting depth inside, and that ain't enough. I think probably between some of the sanding on the face, some of the epoxy filler building up in the bottom, whatever, it took up a little extra room. Because right now, it looks like I'm literally only like a quarter of an inch. I'm a quarter of an inch away from getting these to fit. And unfortunately, I don't have any extra rings cut, so guess I gotta go cut some more rings because we're gonna do this test today. Time to go make me some spacers. Gonna make this work. We are back and I got some subs swapped in, and I had to go make some spacers. These things ended up hitting a little bit. They're a little more snug than what I predicted with all my measurements. So I got 3/4 inch of spacers around each one, kick them out a little bit. Yes, that could potentially affect everything, but you know what? It is what it is. The U's fit in their smaller tube. These are fitting in their tube. Yeah, I'm not going back and forth again. So other than that, everything is still the same as the U testing we did. Take my light out, shut our door. Try and do all this in one take. Now, if you're on my Facebook, I'll go ahead and tell you, I have already shot the live video where we went live as soon as I turned these Neos on. So I've already done all that. If you haven't seen it, the live video should still be on my Facebook page. Go check that out. So I've already tested it. I know that its frequency is 60 hertz now. So the frequency did shift a little bit from the 59 hertz it was at with the U's. I also started, last hit I did, I got a sensor communication error, which means one of my sensors didn't read right. I'm hoping we won't recreate that again. But still, we're gonna proceed for the sake of this video. Here's the results we already got of the U testing, 59 hertz, my volumes, everything. So now we're gonna go to Neos. Okay, so these are gonna be at 60 hertz. Make sure I note that. so first hit I did with the U's, I tried to roll it up to a 140. So we're gonna try and match that 140 score. Oh, I overshot a little bit. Let's try and dial this back in. So with the U's, I did a 140.1. So I'm gonna try and get as close to that 140.1 as I can. Oh, looks like I'm gonna have to slowly dial it in. Come on, a little more. Right there. All right, so volume's kind of irrelevant because I had to dial that in with my remote knob a little bit. But yeah, we got a 140.1. And keep in mind this power, as you see, that is times 4. So 140.1 at 36 watts. All right, next one, we tried to go to a 150. So we're gonna turn this up. All right, that's close, but we did a 150.2, was exactly what we landed on with the U's. Again, I'm gonna turn this up and try and slowly dial it in to a 150.2. Shot it just a hair. It was right there at it. All right, we're gonna try it again because I want to get this perfect. There we go. Perfect 150.2. And so it's 95 watts, and that's times 4. So that'd be 380 watts. Hopefully my math's right. I'm not actually busting out the calculator this time. All right, so next up was going to be a 154.9. And I know this might come across as boring, but when I get to dialing that loading wall in, it's going to be a million times more boring than this. So 154.9 is what we're shooting for. Perfect, I got lucky, landed right on it. So 154.9. Let's write this down. And that would be 1,172 watts. Now, so far, I'll try and give you a close-up of these results. So far, for the efficiency test, and I know things are a little different. Again, I had to adjust the tubes a hair just to fit the Neos in it, and the frequency shifted up with the Neos, but the U's are actually a little bit ahead in power. It's very close, keep in mind, especially here, you know, from 1116 for the U's to do this score to 1172, that's extremely minimal. As a matter of fact, I will take the time to do the math for y'all. So that is a 4% difference, roughly 4.7% difference in score, the way I'm calculating, which is very, very minimal. So if anybody doubted how good these U's can do, man, they're doing extremely well. With any other subs like our ZV3s, SAs, anything like that, man, the Neos in our testing have always just killed them for low power efficiency. But these U's, they're doing great. So, all right, next test and final one, we're gonna turn it up to a 160. So we did a 160.3 with the U-18s. So I'm gonna try and turn it up and dial right into that same score. All right, I overshot it a little bit, so we're gonna go back and dial it in. So 160.3 is what we're going for. Overshot again. All right, I was right there at it too. You got to roll so slow. And I actually need to kick my battery charger in. I know my voltage is getting low. Give me a second. So let's try this again. See if I can land exactly on that 160.3. Now, I got a sensor communication error. That means my mic done messed up again. So when my live video, if you see that, it messed up there. It's doing it again, which means I probably got a problem with one of the cables. Either way, you know what? I'm calling the testing here because I could definitely see when we were at that 160.6 score. You can see that. You can compare the power. So take it for what it is. There's the results. Good close-up on screen. U-Series subs for the win. All right, guys, so that's it. I'm ending the video here. Sorry I couldn't get that very last burp dialed in. I messed the cable up, but I don't have any extras here to replace it and finish it off. But I figure between the close enough scores I got, you can see the power readings and the lower power scores, you can still get a pretty good idea of the efficiency. So everything's still here. No issues with subs. Again, if you're on my Facebook, you've probably already seen the live video I put up from tonight. If not, go check it out. It's there. I put it to these Neo-SPL subs. I turned them up way more than I planned on. We put up some pretty good scores, but that's it. Let y'all see everything again. Stock cabin, everything's back in. We don't have to have seats in this class. So when I say full interior, I don't mean seats because they don't have to be in here. I mean carpet, door panels, visors, headliner, all the plastics, everything's in here. So everything's as it will compete in Super Street. But yeah, so hopefully this gives you an idea. U-Series subs for the win, dude. They're pretty awesome. Low power efficiency, like the $1,000 Neo subs. So if you don't plan on getting as loud as I'm doing here, man, U-Series would probably be great. I might go back and do another test since I've already done a test now, like I did on the live feed, where I really turn these Neos up. And again, in the future, I'll be swapping the Neos and cranking them up for by finals. But when I get the U's in, I'll put some more power to them. We'll track how far they stayed linear with their efficiency. Do they start to fall off before the Neos? That's something I'll report on later once I get these swapped in. But that's it. This will be it for the weekend. I'll probably take tomorrow, Sunday off, spend the day chilling with my kids. Monday, get back in here, pull the Neos out, swap my U's back in, and then we're gonna start beating on them. I think I'm a little happy with how well my janky loading wall has worked so far. So I might throw these U's in. We're gonna turn them up. We're gonna see how high we can go before they start to lose efficiency. And I'll start that video on Monday. But that's it, guys. Ending this here. So remember, If you like what we're doing here on the channel, click that thumbs up button, give us a like, subscribe, share this with your friends. So many people are loving this build, loving where we're going, loving that I'm putting all out there, everything. If you like it, your friends are gonna like it too. Till next time, guys, we'll see y'all then. Bonus footage, maybe. Are we gonna get loud? Oh man, I'm scared. There we go. That's the score I needed to see. Oh man. Bonus footage for the win.